Scoots McMooshkin! That's right, it's time for another episode of Scoots McMooshkin, that crazy little wolf out here in the burning wood. I'm happy to say that I'm almost back where I was a couple hours ago. I finally got to 50% into this level and then rooted myself against a hornet and got killed. hmm That crazy Scoots, he's still at it. Scoots McMooshkin! Anyway, so we're about a week and a day out from Legends. Let me turn this down all the way. I still hear sound. Why? Hopefully it's not drowning my voice out. Everything's down. It's happening. Uh, About a week and a day out from beta, Legends beta. I don't think, like I said before, I don't think I'm going to get any sort of beta key. And you know what? Maybe it's for the better. I'll probably burn out on it before the game even launches. But it'll make it more exciting. So, was watching somebody, I can't remember who, and they were talking about the best uh, class combos that were on the hero's journey. It was interesting. I didn't think that, like, so it seems like, suppose somebody say Shadow Knight, Rogue, Shaman. I guess there's AAs for the Rogue, so he can backstab in the front, which no longer makes it a backstab, but that's interesting. Uh, Berserker, Monk, Cleric? I don't know. They said that the three pet class thing, the pet cuck build, was the most popular. It's that should tell you right there. There's like is I don't know what that would be, so I'm sure that I'll get corrected in the comments. But that seems to me like the most the best way to not play the game. You have three pets, just send them in and then you move on with your life, right? And I've seen some of them in action. I was watching people on YouTube that actually had this build, and it was just dropping stuff. It was just dropping everything. Like it wasn't a challenge. It was just like you run through content. And I'm sorry, I just need something that makes me want to keep playing the game. That doesn't. But I guess to each their own. But that was the most played class combo was Magician, Necromancer, Beast Lord, the three pet classes. But you can't do that in. Well, I mean, you can do that in Legends. It's just you're only going to be able to use one pet. So what pet would you use? I don't know. But um, I like that though because I like how they're doing it in Legends because it is really weird that you would want to play the game and just not play the game. Have three simulated pets do it for you. Yeah. That's why I actually like. I've played a magician. I got before. I've never gotten them high. I got a necro to about 20. And I got a magician to about 25. But I got bored. It was just like sitting back and letting the pet kill everything. I mean, it was nice to be able to kill yellows and stuff, yellow cons, because you can't normally do that with any class in this game. But I like that was it was just so non-interactive, just sitting around. That's why I like the Shadow Knight pet because he's really just a dot or a get out of the zone free card. He'll die for you while you run your ass off. Get a little bit of a yearning to log in to my Shadow Knight. Maybe I'll do that tonight. This is slow, and like I said, I played like almost 3 hours and got from like 36 to 50 and then rooted myself and couldn't get away and died. I'm at it again, messing up. Amazing. amazing how much one person can suck. But I appreciate the comments. I got more comments than I thought I was going to get. I love the conversations. Uh, and apparently, people like to listen to this stuff. So I think that's great because I like talking about this stuff. And I really hope that it grows. I hope that the conversation grows. So back to the builds for Legends. Uh, the cleric or shaman for your priest class. And then how come druid's not like I don't hear about that being like the other like the priest class because it seems like everybody chooses a priest class, a DPS or either a melee DPS or a range DPS and then like some sort of tank class or something. Oh, you know what? They said that the top played class in THJ was Shadow Knight, Shaman, Wizard, which is actually a no, that's not what it was. It was Shaman. No, sorry, Cleric, Bard, Wizard. Is that what it is? No, that couldn't have been it. Hmm. I don't know. I can't remember now, but it was something like that. But it was Wizard, and I actually, when I first heard Legends, the first thing I said, I was like, I'm gonna play a Shaman Shadow Knight Wizard because then that like covers all the bases. But when it comes to like casting, if you're getting hit, what are the chances you're going to be able to get that spell off? So you wind up taking more hits than you actually, um, you don't put out enough damage. There's this little bastard Zealot. I hate them personally. Wish I could kill it. Guess I have to go hunting. I hate it over here. It's like it gets so weird. Things just warp in and out of existence over here and stuff. It scares the hell out of me sometimes. So anyway, when I'm saying that, Scoots McMoosh, you know that song, Mary Jane. That's the beat that's in my head when I'm singing that Scoots McMooshkin song. Scoots McMooshkin. He scoots. Scoots McMooshkin. All right, let's get us a moldering gorilla here. What the ba? This spell always fizzling once or twice before I call it classed it. And we get some engulfing roots. Oh, almost got me. Almost got me. I still don't know. Like when I played for those few hours, it was Wednesday. I just got back from taking an exam, a Microsoft exam for uh, a certification that I was going to get for work. And I logged on to play, and I was on for almost 3 hours. And see, like, what the fuck is this? Where's he coming from? So I logged on for like 3 hours, and I got a lot of experience. I was happy. I was like, well, I got a half fight. Last mob that I was going to spend some time killing was the Hornet, and I got a dot on him, and well, both of my dots. I got both my dots on him, and then you see the way I do it. I ensnare, I wing death, I breath of row, and then I engulfing roots. Well, I did 3 out of the 4. Oh shit! See, this is why I hate coming over here. Got 3 out of 4, and I wound up rooting myself, and eventually the root broke on the Hornet, and it proceeded to smack me into oblivion. Wish he had an axe or something. They always walk like they have something in their hands. Nothing. It's a blue. I gotta take them. Hopefully I have enough mana and I'm not messing up right now. It's a verdant, so they don't have as much HP as the ancients. Oh my god. Right up on me. Did I get that off? I did. Alright. Alright. Where's he going? There's another giant. Damn it. Alright. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't come over here. Oh no. There's another gorilla. I can get out of his way. I don't think that giant's gonna get aggroed. Insufficient mana. Damn. Look at this. Oh my god. It's like there's a lot going on right here. I'm in trouble. I gotta get the 350 for enough for a winged death. Holy shit. This game. Alright, let me get it. Wish I had somebody cast KEI on me or something. A lot of giants over here. There's a lot going on over here. Too much for me. Gotta stay on your toes. Yep. That's the power of high. Power of high. It's a curious thing. And of course these gorillas for some reason see through hide. I don't know. If I was a giant, I probably just, I don't know, I wouldn't go around trying to kill everything that was smaller than me. It's weird. If I was a giant, I would dedicate my life to, oh my god. There's things everywhere, man. I need to get some mana, though. So anyway. Having a bard in your 3 triple class thing, it sounds like you have everything, right? So you would think that something like a warrior's cool, but you don't really have any utility with a warrior. Like you're pretty much just having a class that's you're going to be really hard to kill hit point wise, like because you're going to have so many hit points and your AC will be high. You could dual wield, use any weapon, yada yada yada. But you don't have really any utility. So then you shift and say Shadow Knight. So that would be probably the best. What is that? Anyone happen to have forged up some Mendiglo? I don't even know what the frick that is. Hold on. What was I saying? Oh, so you got the Shadow Knight. That's the next best thing because you get the high AC. I know. You know what? I think maybe I can't remember now. I can't believe that I can't remember now what the most popular classes were. Triple multi-class combos were on THJ, but that's okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So you would say Shadow Knight. So you go Shadow Knight, Bard, Shaman, because that would be the best priest class to have, right? Because of the insane amount of utility you get. You get haste. You get so. I mean, you have everything. You even get canny. So it would be like a no-brainer to have those three classes, right? That's what I foresee there being more than that than anything. You could probably take Shadow Knight away, and you could use a Paladin, but I don't know. I think it all depends on reses, right? If res means anything in the game, it probably isn't going to. Because if you, I don't think you're losing. I don't know if we're losing experience. It doesn't sound like we're gonna have corpse runs. I'd rather have it the other way around. I'd rather have corpse runs than not lose experience. I hate going backwards in time. My progress gets deleted. I can't. I remember the first time I ever had when I played Shards of Delilah and they had experienced debt. I think that makes more sense, right? Because the worst thing is losing a level. I can't tell you how many times I rage quit this game because I lost a level. Because I got all my spells, I was like all happy, and then I got killed and lost a level, and I can't even get myself to run to my corpse after that because I'm so pissed off. I hate experience loss. I mean, the corpse runs suck too, but there's got to be some sort of penalty for death. Otherwise, death doesn't mean anything, right? But that's where we're heading anyway. If there's going to be, hopefully, if there's no corpse runs, there's also no experience loss. But then there's like, well, is there any downside to dying at all? If there's no downside to dying, then like, I don't know. I'm still gonna play because of the simple fact that there's gonna be a chance to see all the zones and encounters in the game that I never got to see in the 20 plus years I've been playing this game. But it's really gonna take away from it if there's no sort of death penalty at all. I completely get cutting it down. Let's just say like for Monsters and Memories, for instance. One One of the reasons I'm probably not going to play that game is because of their death penalty. The thing where you don't even spawn with your spell book. I know you can buy a second spell book. I got it. I understand that, but that's harsh, man. It's just, it's already. I don't have a lot of time to play. I can't play for like maybe I have an hour and a half to play. Get in a group, get lucky, spend 15, 20 minutes finding a group. Hold on, guys. You know I'm not good with this, so. Spend 15, 20 minutes finding yourself a group. And then getting in there, killing a mob or two and wiping. And then you have to find some way to get your freaking corpse. And you lost the experience that you gained. It's just, there's got to be an easier way. I know that might be contradicting to what I was talking about in my first video, because I think that immersion is important versus these easy mode changes. But I do also think there's a line for quality of life, and there's a line for just ridiculousness. There's no reason to have that much pain in a game. I'm not going to be the person that sits here and goes, they should change it because that there's going to be games for everyone. The problem right now is there aren't games for those types of players like me, like those people that are going to be really heavily into Monsters and Memories. They don't exist because everybody's trying to make their game the same, make it cater to everyone. And I think that that's a bad move. So I think it's a great thing that Monsters and Memories exists. I may still even play it, but I'm definitely going to be ditching when Legends comes out. But my point is that there's such thing as too much pain in a game. A video game says to be a little bit enjoyable. There's just not that much enjoyment to me when everything I did in a small amount of time that I have to play can be completely eliminated, gone, like you didn't even do it, like you just completely wasted your time. And to me, I'm 52 years old now. The time is a currency that you cannot get back, so it's the most valuable currency. It's more important than money. You start to learn this as you get older, right? You start to like, well, you know, I can't get any more time. The time that I have is the time that I have. So it's like you have to use that time to your advantage. So when I get time to play a game, I want to play it. Even if I don't make any sort of progress, that's fine. But backwards, that's a little harsh, man. And I don't think that I can handle it. Um, because Monsters of Memory is supposed to launch in June, early access, and Legends in July, the chances of me playing that in that beginning are pretty high because I'm going to be fiending for a game. And plus, you can't beat a launch, man. There's nothing better than a launch. And it's a shame that Project 1999 never did what they promised they were going to do, which was roll out a server, let it go through all the way to Scars of Helios, roll out another server, blah blah blah. They did it with blue, and then they did it with green, and then they were supposed to combine blue and green and make a new one, and then they were just supposed to keep doing that, and never happened. And it's a shame because the rollout of a new server is so friggin' fun. I remember when green launched, there were so many of us in North Row. We each had because when you go in North Row, right by the inns, right before you get to the sand part right by the Freeport zone, there's skeletons everywhere. There's so many decaying skeletons. Every single one of those spawn spots were camped by someone, including me. I was there. I started an Necro, and I just, as soon as it popped, you'd kill it, and you'd wait 6 minutes and 30 seconds. You'd wait for it to. It was horrible, but it was fun because everyone was in the same boat. But also, I remember bringing up in there in OOC chat. I was like, years ago, this wouldn't have happened because we all would have got together and grouped because we would have. Oh, 5 minutes. I'm going to the Nexus. Uh, 5 years ago, we all would have got together and grouped because we would have known that um, we would have known that was more that we'd get experience faster in a group and it'd be funner. Let's see if I can find this dude that's going to give this out. Hoodwink. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. I came all the way here. Shadow Haven. I guess he's coming back. Alright, that's fine. I'll just hang out for a little bit. But anyway, like I was saying, you can't beat a server launch, a fresh server launch. It's such a great feeling. New beginning, new friends. I love it. And it just doesn't seem like we get that. So anyway, long story short, I ramble, I know. It would be fun for the Monsters Memories because it's going to be pretty fun. There's going to be a lot of good people. There's going to be a lot of jerk offs too, but it's going to be fun. It's a shame that they're only going to. I think they're still only going to have uh, only two cities, Nighthaven and the Kelithan type of city that they have. Game's well done though. We'll say that game is very well done. It's just, I think it's too harsh for me. Like I said, I refuse to bitch about that because people deserve to have the type of game they want. And if they want a game that is just, it's so group heavy and so punishing, they should absolutely have that. And the devs of Monsters of Memory should not change it for anyone ever. I can't play this game because that's tough shit. Don't play the game. Go play one of the ridiculous amounts of games that do give you what you want. I can't wait to get this KEI. I worked a 12-hour day. Tired. Where's this dude at that's casting it? MGB POTG MGB pace. Holy snap. Adding max SP. This is the kind of stuff that's so great. These buffs. Now, I don't like the Lucklin error, but mass group buffs are pretty cool. Look at that. KEI for 4 hours and 30 minutes. How long before you think I die? Protection of the Glades for 2 hours. Speed of the... Jesus Christ, look at this. I'm a monster right now. Time to go back. I think I'll drink one of my experience pots too that I have. Really take advantage of this because it's not every day you get all these buffs in one shot like that. But we also know that I'll probably kill myself at some point. Oh, I should have sold this in case I get another one. Damn it. Whatever. Whatever. Here. So there's only like 500 or 600 people in here anymore. Not a lot of people on Quarm anymore. I wonder where everybody's at. It was getting really big there for a while, and then I know that when Secrets reached out to Daybreak, they capped them at 1200, capped the server at 1200, which is bullshit, in my opinion. Like, like, so if 200 more people log on, like, what's happening? Nobody's playing your live game that's playing Quarm Daybreak, right? It's a different breed of people. People that play Quarm will play on their TLPs, but people that are playing on the TLPs aren't going to go to Quarm. It's just, it's a different type of person. Alright, let's get this show on the road. So I thought that that was bullshit. So, you know, and then I was reading, like, you know, I'm on the Reddit, and people would talk about, like, they can't get in because it's capped at 1200. And I was like, wow, like, they are still pulling in a lot of people because Project 1999 hasn't had anything like that for a while. But that's what happens when you can't have a game like EverQuest run stagnant, right? You can't. It's a group heavy game. So when a server launches and there's people everywhere, everybody's grouping and stuff like that, it's great and you're leveling up. And then even after that, people get ults and blah, blah, blah. But when you get years and years and years and years after Scars of Velios, there's nobody on. So then even the people that want to play have to play like one of the three solo friendly classes if you don't want to do that tough shit. And even then you're by yourself. Because, I've started a lot of characters on green over the years and it's dead. Blue is even deader. That's why I started that one necro on there that I let the corpse rot after I died. But because I was like, I'll probably get any camp I want. And there was nobody around. It was dead. It's only 300 people on at a time. It's a shame. Because all they had to do is keep spinning up a new server. I don't feel like my mana's going up that fast. Protection of the Glades. Now there's going to be no mobs. And then I'm going to have to run back over there where they all were and I'm going to get killed. That's how this is going to go on. I call it. I call it. Why my mic does that sometimes. It's just